Okay, so we're about to put our mantle up. It's a pretty big mantle. It's a 6x6 right here. So I'm gonna show you how we get that up. Alrighty, so here's the top of our hearth. We're gonna be putting the mantle right along here. And what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna put up this 2x4 first, like so. And then I'll secure this to those studs with some structural grade screws. And then I'll cut out on the back side of the mantle the same diameter and thickness of this 2x4 so that it'll kind of cup it, and then I'll screw down from the top into the 2x4, and that way you won't see any screws. Ready, so I'm gonna just throw these lags in our board. I've got 2 in on the outsides to get it held. I just marked at the top of our mantle 6 inch and then measured down 1 1/4 inch, 3.5 1/4 inch, that's 6. Gonna go over to our mantelpiece, mark this dimensions out on the back side, and then just take the skill saw and run it through. I don't want to talk about it. So my dad gave me this corded skill saw. I've got some cordless ones, but when you do a bunch of passes like this, it just kills the batteries. So I break out this bad boy. He was up here the other day and he told me he bought this thing new in 1981. So that means this thing is 40 years old. And I've got a Sawzall also that he bought. He said he bought them both. Those were his first 2 tools, and yeah, this thing still rock and rolls, but it's heavy, it's a little beat up, but it still works. Alright, I got our screws in the top into that 2x4 ledger board, and this thing is, let me show you, this thing is on there. Alright guys, we're up here. We're gonna take our chimney off our old fireplace and put it on the new part. I just gotta drill the hole. We're just reusing this flashing and this top section and then our same pipe. So the fire's kind of not really going anymore. It's still a little warm. The girls just left, so Won't get too cold for them, but it is coldest day of the year, -6 last night, so I guess it's a good day to drill a hole in our roof. Alrighty, I got our hole drilled. Here's our box. I'm just gonna wedge that up there, trim the box, and then put our flashing on the top. Alrighty, so here's our heat box. Gives a little airspace in there to burn it down. You'll actually see me using this flange. That was our old one, but it's actually for a steeper incline than this one. I found this one in our barn. So I'm just gonna cut this back down to about here, fold the edges over, screw them in, and then put that underneath the metal. Yeah. Alrighty, we just got our first fire going. I'll be sitting here making sure nothing gets too hot like the mantle or the ceiling, but I think we should be fine. All our measurements are good. It's been about 3 days since we got our stove switched over. It's working out pretty good. It keeps it, you know, mid-70s in here pretty effortlessly. I could get a little hotter if I wanted to, get some different wood, but we do go through a little bit more wood, but not a huge issue. But yeah, next video we're gonna be putting up all of our ceiling panels and our wall.